All right, 7th graders, this is to help you on question 7, CR number 8. It says the lengths of the sides of a hexagon are shown. Express the perimeter in terms of y. Okay, so perimeter, you have to know, is distance around the outside. Perimeter is your distance around the outside of the figure. And the way we figure out the perimeter mathematically, it just means you have to add up all your sides. And hopefully you know y's are combined with y's and constants are combined with constants. So for instance, I just want to make sure you understand. This y right here has a coefficient of 1. This y right here has a coefficient of 1. This y has a coefficient of 1. So if I want to add up and combine my like terms, so I'm going to add up all my sides, I can do 2y minus 1 plus 1y plus 2, just adding up all my sides, try to make my 2's all look the same, plus, this is really 1y on this side, plus, this is 2y, plus, this is 3y minus 2. A lot of times when I'm going to find the perimeter, I like to cross off each side as I write it down when I'm adding up my sides so I don't lose my place. And then here I have another plus 1y. And I'm going to just go ahead and add those up. So what's 2y plus 1y plus 1y? I'm just combining like terms. Plus 2y plus 3y plus 1 more y. So this would be like 2 yams, and 1 more yam would be 3 yams, and another yam would be 4 yams. 2 more yams would get me up to 6 yams. 3 more yams would get me up to 9 yams, and 1 more yam would get me up to 10 yams. And there's a good chance in class when Mrs. Van Dyke has you simplify this, you might be using algebra tiles. So you might recognize 2y as rectangles. So y, that would represent 2y. And then you have 1 more y here. And then here you have another y. Probably in class you've been using algebra tiles. Here you have 2y. So our y's are represented by those green rectangles that you use in class. Here we had 3 y's. So you would be drawing out, or you'd have your green rectangles. I'd draw out 3 more y's. And here we have another y. And you can see you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 y's. Oops, I skipped a slide. Sorry about that. So you have 10 y's. So you can either just think of them as combining like terms, adding up, or you could draw out your rectangles if you're still needing to. Then we have negative 1 plus 2. Negative 1 plus 2 is a positive 1. Minus 2 would be a negative 1. So that's 10y minus 1. And you know from your negative 1, that would be a little negative 1. Then you'd have plus 2. So you'd have a plus and a plus. And then you'd have negative 2 would be a minus and a minus. And then you'd take away your plus minus, take away your plus minus, you're left with 1 negative. So hopefully you realize that. Negative 1 plus 2 got you to positive 1, minus 2 got you back to negative 1. So you're just combining like terms. Put all your y's together, put all your constants together. And then you can't go any further. You can't combine your rectangles with your little squares. So 10y minus 1 is your final answer on that. And if you're not using algebra tiles, well, then these visuals weren't very helpful. But I hope that did help, at least with your combining of like terms. Put all your y's together, put all your constants, your regular numbers together, and call it a day. I hope that helps.